Fine. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. So what you're hearing is me and my Twitter Spaces. So you can either jump into the Twitter Space. I'm going to put the link in the chat in a minute, or you can just listen here. I'm hoping that this works. I'm going to try doing this and we'll see what happens. So without further ado, Web3 Wonder Women, some really awesome guests. It's going to be a good show. So either hopefully this works out here, or you can check it out on Twitter Spaces as well.
Sure. Thank you. Okay. I'm just so excited for all this stuff, so many good things coming up.
Okay, I did it.
Doing it.
And hopefully, I feel like there might be some kind of feedback, but hopefully it's not too bad. We'll see. We'll see. So just as a little intro, and we are recording? Yes, we are recording. Fantastic. So this is the second time I've hosted this space, and I wanted to really just highlight women that are working, in Web3. And I know that I think it was just like you guys kind of mentioned, you might not feel like that's Web3 related working in AI, but I really think it is. When it comes down to it, it's part of the building blocks of Web3, right? Like a lot of NFT art, a lot of AI, art and generation is used to build Web3 projects and products. So I think there's a bit of a crossover there, but maybe I need to make my title a little more generic and just let it be Wonder Women on the web or something like that in general. So yeah, so the last time I did it, it was mostly NFT artists that spoke, several that I know through the Pulse Chain and Hex community. And we just kind of went over how it is that they ended up in the Web3 space, how it was that they transitioned, if they were an artist doing Canvas or, whatever else it was they were doing beforehand, how they made their move into digital world and how that went for them. And then, so I basically I would just like to have each of you kind of tell your story, whatever that means to you, like maybe you just kind of grew up with tech and you found yourself in the digital space at some point, right? And you just kind of took off from there. So each of you will have 15 to 20 minutes. I'm hoping we have another woman that I've worked with a little bit here and there. We're trying to get her project to launch on Pulse Chain. She's part of the Rogue Bunnies, which they have a pretty cool story. It was a group of women who were the Playboy Bunnies. And they were, once Hugh left, they were unhappy, or passed, I guess. They were unhappy with the way they were being treated there. So they then moved on to kind of form their own thing and be their own group and do their own thing. And they have an NFT collection that they're trying to promote. So yeah, hopefully she shows up. And then a little down the road, I didn't have time to reach out this time, but a little further down the road, I know there's some women in the DeSci space, so decentralized science, which is just a whole new world to me. I started learning. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, like coming from the DeFi, right, decentralized finance space, and then
that one I know.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden hearing, oh, there's DeSci, and then there's like this whole. I know there's other somethings. I can't think of what they are right now, but like the gaming world, like there's all these different types of communities that are wanting to be more decentralized and do things on their own, which I think is brilliant. I mean, that's part of why I found myself in DeFi, because I think that we should be able to control our money and move it wherever we want to and have freedom away from banks and not have middlemen and not have to worry about, them taking fees or whatever it is from us. So with that kind of intro, I think I'm going to go ahead and let Morgan go first, if you're all right with that.
Sure.
Tell us your story. Tell us how you got into this magical, wonderful space. And you also feel free to just, tell us about what you do, what your projects are, and where we can find you. I'll probably have you reiterate that at the end of this time. But for now, yeah, just tell us your story, how you got into this magical world of digital art and creation.
Sure, I'd love to. Thanks so much for having me, SJ. Like this is really great. This is actually my first interview, so.
Okay, awesome, cool. I'm glad to be hosting that.
Yeah, no, this means a lot to me, and it's just it's a really special thing. So thank you so much for this.
Absolutely.
So I'm actually a bartender of 20 years. And I did social media marketing for my bar and restaurant for basically 10, 11, 12 years, something like that. And I just always realized that I was good at connecting with people and just networking and meeting people. And I was head of promotions and events. And the best way for me to get out my stuff was on the web. You know, I mean, I could tell a million people at the bar to come to, to come to this party, to come to that party, or just the best way to get that out was on the web. So I just started creating our Facebook, our Instagram. I did a little bit of Twitter X. Well, it was Twitter then. But I did a little bit of that, but it was mostly Facebook and Instagram. And that's just how I was able to speak to the world. And now it's just turned into such an amazing platform. And especially like I really haven't been focusing on Instagram or Facebook. I've come to Twitter X now, and I've just met so many amazing people, and I've seen so many different things, and I'm learning more about crypto. So coming into the Web3, I've known about crypto for a long time, but I just never got into it. And now I'm just learning more about it. So another thing that I do is I also make art. I do resin pieces. I make resin geodes. I also do a lot of things with like black walnut wood. And now I'm trying to learn how to turn my art into NFTs.
I love that.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd love to learn how to turn it into an NFT, and then also mail the original piece, so they don't just have it digitally; they also can have it physically. So I'm trying to find the right crew, the right team to be able to help me do that, because coming over to Web3 and the whole crypto thing, it everybody tells you be careful, don't click on any links.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who do I trust? Who do I know? So I feel like I'm really starting to find those people that are going to help me. So it's just a project that I haven't started yet, but I'm just looking into. So
I'm going to interject real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have got the hookup for you, for reals. On that tip, 100%. There's a group called the Tang Gang, and that's what they do. They basically, do you do Telegram?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. I'll invite you to the Telegram, and you can just kind of sit there and marvel at what it is that they do, because that's absolutely they're very, in fact, most of the women, if not all of the women that I had on, have been kind of, I don't know if not necessarily onboarded, but like lifted up through this group and put out their first NFT collections because of the help of the people in this group. So 100% I got you on that.
That's amazing. See, that's why I love this stuff, because it's like you get out there, you talk about it, and there's always somebody there, there's always somebody that's going to help you, that's going to be able to show you the right way, because it can be scary. Mm-hmm. It really can, because I mean, especially when it comes to money, and it's like, oh God, I don't need to be scammed. I don't need to be jerked around.
Yeah.
But it's you just meet people who are actually really good people, and it's definitely been a tough journey with that. But that's awesome, and I really appreciate that, because that means the world to me, and I'm super excited to meet them. So I'll definitely join the Telegram.
Fantastic. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, so now getting into AI, I mean, ChatGPT, I knew a little bit about AI before ChatGPT, came out full force, but now I feel like I'm getting more of a grasp onto it, and I love it. I'm like amazed by it. I mean, especially I'm not involved in the medical field in any way, but just knowing what AI can do medically for people. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen that little mouthpiece that and I forget who made it, but it was a little mouthpiece that somebody puts in the top of their mouth, and they can control their phone with just the movement of their tongue, like a slight movement of their tongue. And people who are missing body parts, like to be able to communicate, it blows my mind. There's so many things out there that with AI that can just help us in so many different ways. And I started creating art with it. What else am I doing with AI? I'm trying to really research all the tools, and I know there's millions of them out there. There's so many out there. There's so many new that are just popping up here and there, but I'm trying to really review as many tools as I can and make sure that they get out to the right people. And it's confusing. So if I can help guide people and show them like different tools that they could use that can help them just with their daily, everyday actions, then I feel like I'm doing the right thing. So I've compiled a huge list of tools, and I'm just trying to see, what people's problems are. Just pay attention, listen, and be like, hey, like maybe this could help you, or maybe that could help you. So, along the way, I've met Ross, as you had. I hear you had a really great conversation with Ross. It's so cool to have a developer, to be this close with a developer, because that means so much to me when somebody builds something and they're building a platform and they can actually be there to help you. Mm-hmm. So it's great. So for everybody that doesn't know Ross, he built two platforms, one called Pixio and one called AI Tutor. Pixio does the picture creations, and AI Tutor does a little bit of everything. Did you see AI Tutor?
Oh, so I had a whole 2-hour conversation with him. So thank you so much for building that bridge. And I now am subscribed to both AI Tutor and Pixio because they're just phenomenal. All the things that I've been doing or need to do or want to do, I used their face swap today several times, and my brain exploded. It is so good. It is so good. It's so much better than trying to do Insight through Midjourney. That's how I had been doing it before. So, I'm very new to all of this, and having a hub like AI Tutor where everything is all together, it works for me. He was talking about how they're not always going to have the most cutting edge technology that's out there yet. Because it's gonna be a little bit behind because they've got everything. It's like the Adobe suite of AI tools. Yeah. And so I'm fine with that. For me, the kind of content I'm putting out, I don't need the most up-to-date, cutting edge, crazy AI, right? I've been using free chat GPT forever, and I helped me build a character that was me, but me on steroids. And I trained the chat GPT to use this model to create tweets. And today I spent 2 hours today preloading all these tweets, and I made a bunch of images. My mind is so blown. So basically having all of the tools together there and not having to constantly look at who's going to have the latest and greatest of this thing or the other thing. That's what Ross is doing. They're already doing that work so that I don't have to. And they're bringing that to me by the use of this AI Tutor and the Pixio. It's fantastic.
It is so cool because it's there's so much stuff with an AI Tutor. I love creating bots just for help with anything. It really helps me with anything. I'm in the middle of creating a Twitter mini course, an X mini course. Sorry, I'm creating an X mini course, and I fed my bot just all this information about X, and I can now ask it questions give me an outline for my Twitter mini course or my X mini course. Sorry, and it's so cool because when I go to the persona prompting and I'll give it 3 sentences for a character that I want. Like I just for shits and giggles, I did Mr. T. I was like, you are Mr. T. you pity the fool. You own your own cereal.
I love that.
And it gave me back a better prompt for me to use when I create my Mr. T bot. So, and the prompt, oh my God, it was probably like, I'm trying to think of how many sentences it was, but it gave it its goals, its dreams, its aspirations, its fears, and it was perfectly Mr. T. And I was like, oh my God. And so I started asking it, what movie was it? What was the song that you sang about your mom? And it knew it.
Wow.
It was amazing. And I'm just like, oh my God, because prompting is not easy, I don't think. If you don't know how to prompt, it is not easy.
Right.
So because how many times do we put, how many times, I got Ann messaging me over here going, sell the Mr. T-Bot. Thank you, Ann. Ann is awesome. I love you, Ann. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, so it's oh my God, AI tutors just saved my butt in so many ways, and I just we're either here on X to either get information or we're here to make money, and I have made some great connections, and I've consumed just a lot of stuff, but now I want to start kicking ass and making some money.
Nice.
I'm like,
yep.
now's my time. And with all that social media I did for all those years for the bar, I didn't get paid extra. I didn't, I did it because I wanted to do it, and I wanted people to come to my events, and I wanted people to come in and spend money at the bar. I wanted my whole team to grow, and I just, now I'm like, Morgan, now's your time to make this money. So I'm going to use, tools like AI Tutor to do it. So that's basically my story.
I love it. That's super fantastic. Like, I think especially women in this space, it just in the digital space in general, I think sharing our stories in this manner can be so inspirational. Because I feel like we're such, in tech in general, and I think this is changing, right? Maybe shifting a little bit, but we're such a minority in these spaces. And oftentimes it's hard to find other women, to kind of like jive with about this stuff and talk to about it. So thank you so much.
I love that. Of course, it is hard to find women that you really vibe with, but when you find those ladies, you do it. You know what I mean? You vibe hard, and it's like I've met some phenomenal women. You and Jessa, of course. There's so many women. And even in Web3 who are so much more advanced than me that I love learning from. I love learning from them, and it's just this platform is so powerful. I came here to just because I wanted to see what was going on, and I never thought I would make the relationships that I have. I mean, I have friends and family on Facebook, and I think I've made a better relationship and a better network here than I have with them over there,
I get that 100%.
It's so powerful, and it's like these, people here that I actually really care about. I don't, I know that if they're around my area or I'm around their area, we're gonna meet up. We're gonna hang out. It's crazy.
I love that. Go ahead.
No, I was good. I was just gonna say it blows my mind. It really does.
Yeah, that's so cool to hear as someone who's experienced that in the crypto space, right? I mean, like part of my job right now is to host meetups. I'm going on a worldwide tour this year. We did it in the US all last year, and it's called the Pulse Chain Tour because we're promoting the Pulse Chain that just launched in May. And I mean, it's really something else. Like when you make those connections in real life and like for me, I live in a bus. So traveling around in this bus, it has been challenging at times. I have broken down in the middle of nowhere. And almost every time something crazy has happened, someone from my community has been like, hey, I'm in the area, or hey, I know someone, hey, go here, hey, let me hook you up with this mechanic or this thing or that thing. Like I've never had to kind of go it on my own, and I'm very fortunate in that. And it's so it's super awesome to hear you say that, Morgan, because I love that that's happening, you know, in other spaces, going from digital to the real world, right? Like if we can continue to make those connections and grow and become stronger in that way, I think that that's really going to be revolutionary, and we're going to be able to change a lot doing things like that. And I know Jessa, in fact, Morgan, I think you mentioned Jessa in this vein, right? That there's this there's an AI conference happening in Vegas. I am definitely interested. I actually just applied for the scholar thing because I would totally be down to volunteer. So yeah, so I'm 100% interested in that. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let Jessa speak now. Jessa was introduced to me through Morgan, and I've already gleaned some great knowledge from her. I checked out her YouTube channel, and there was a video about characters that I saw that I was just like, oh, I've been trying to figure out how to do this, you know, racking my brain for a month. And here's Jessa with a video like, hey, this is what you got to do on it. So Jessa, thank you so much for, you know, the content that you do. While I'm doing the YouTube thing, I pulled up your websites and I'm sharing that as well. So just so you know, you guys are getting a little bit of exposure here. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jessa. Thank you so much, SJ, for having me. I wanted to say thank you also to Morgan, because Morgan is the reason why we got connected, because Morgan's superpower is connecting people. She is really good at that. And it's kind of funny that you guys were talking about, I don't know if you planned it, but I don't know if you guys were just talking about how hard it is for women to make connections in the community. So first of all, let me give you a little bit of quick bio on myself. Hi, everybody. I'm Jessa, and as of today, January 10th, I'm the founder and CEO of the Familiarity. Familiarity.ai, which is a mastermind for powerful and visionary women.
Hey, Jessa. Jessa, sorry, I'm gonna have you hold real quick. Is anyone, Morgan? Is she breaking up?
I was just gonna say, yeah, Jessa, your mic is a little ruggy,
It's a little wrecked.
Yeah, it's hard to hear you. Oh, okay. Let me see what I can do about that. Not sure what I can do, but I'm gonna try moving it.
Glad it was not just me. Yeah, you said.
I know these spaces get like that where it's like, oh my God, when I cut out from sound and I go down, I tell you, I've never had FOMO in my life until then. Because when you're in a space and somebody's having a good time and all of a sudden you can't hear them, and I'm like, oh my God, what are they saying? They're laughing. I want to know what's going on, and I gotta leave and come back. So hopefully Jess is okay. So can you hear me okay now? How about that? It's still like, it sounds like you almost sound like a robot. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just see what I can do about that. Sure. Morgan, why don't you cover for me while I figure out what I can do? Sure, absolutely. Jesse, you may also want to try going back down, just putting down as a listener and coming back up as a speaker as well, too. So sometimes when you go down and come right back up. Or did something happen, or did I sound? No, it was like that in the beginning, but it wasn't as bad. Now it's really like robot. I think I know what's going on. So you guys cover for me, and I'll be back. You got it. So, but SJ, the bus thing is awesome. That's so cool. Like, are you traveling around the world? I mean, around the U.S. or?
So I did last year. We did the Pulse Chain tour last year, and I went. So I bought the bus in. It's been nearly exactly a year since I purchased the bus. I bought it in Ohio and drove it down to Texas, and then it kind of stayed there for a little bit. I spent the last 16 years living in Austin, Texas. And so I had a couple mechanic friends there. I had them check it out. I had them kind of make sure everything was going to be good to go as much as they could. And then we started the tour in May, but I basically left from Texas in March and started driving to California.
Wow.
Yeah, got out there, and then I went to sort of kind of like Reader's Digest version it. I went from Texas to California, from California to Portland to Seattle, and then to Boise to Salt Lake, and that might have been one way around there the other, and then to Denver, to Chicago, then to Nashville, then to Atlanta, and then
Wow.
back to Dallas, and then Austin, and now I'm back in California again.
Oh my God, that is so cool.
Yeah.
You know, that's like everybody's dream. That's seriously.
I get that a lot. Yeah.
Dream. That is so cool.
If that is your dream, make sure that your vehicle is real solid, because I'll tell you, I had so many issues just over and over again. And part of that was because the woman who owned it before me, she had lived in Florida in this bus, but she had it plugged in the whole time. So she didn't have to make sure that it was, roadworthy, or that it was able to live off grid with the solar panels that are on top of it.
Wow.
So I basically experienced all of the things that went or could possibly go wrong with a bus living off grid.
Now you're stronger, though. Now you're stronger.
Absolutely.
You know what to do, and it is awesome to have mechanics all over.
100%.
If you were ever in New Jersey or New York or Connecticut, I don't care, because I love driving. So driving's like my thing. So please, anything, you let me know and I'll come meet up with you. We can hang out, or hopefully it's not because something bad happened.
I agree.
I have mechanics too, so
awesome.
I see Jessa trying to connect. I'm not sure if I see I got her as listener still.
Yeah, I just invited her again.
Cool. Yeah, sometimes these, I tell you, you could have the best of all mics, and if something, if X is like feeling wonky, it's gonna treat you that way,
Yeah. Thanks
that.
everyone for hanging out during the technical difficulties. Thanks everyone for being here and supporting this space.
Yeah, thank you.
Super appreciate it. Super appreciate it. We've also got, I've had between 6 and 15 people watching on YouTube as well, so.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
very
we've
cool.
got
So
that.
You have a YouTube channel then? I didn't know that.
Yes, yeah. I
have to check it out.
I started out. Oh, hey, hold on. Jessa requested. Let me see if I can get her. Okay, let's see how that goes.
Yeah, YouTube is kind of scary to me, so. But I still want to do it. I'm still trying to do it. I'm like, wait, I gotta make thumbnails, and I gotta.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. There's a lot to get. Once you get the hang of it, it's not so scary. That's kind of where I'm at with AI right now, right? It's felt rather overwhelming because there's so much to learn. There's so many different tools and so many different applications that you can do with it. But it's exciting, right? Like I just had this conversation with someone. I was saying that I was stressed. And then I was like, no, you know what? Like, he was like, for what? Like, why are you stressed? And, I started telling him, oh, this, that, and the other thing. And I was like, maybe what I need to do is flip my mental and say that I'm not stressed. I'm excited. There is a lot to be excited about, and a lot of different things that I have the ability to do now. Right. So, yeah.
So cool. Yeah, I just I was doing my little mini video of how to use AI tutor, the personas. I'm like, you know what? I should video this.
Yes.
And I did, and I put it on here, and then I tried YouTube, and I'm like, oh my God, this is a lot. But it makes sense. It totally makes sense. This is the information you got to fill out. But I'm lucky to have people like you and like Jessa who do YouTube. So I'm like, yeah, I need some tips later.
Yeah, anything. In fact, so here's a cool tip. Just before this whole stream, right? Because I said I was at the very last minute decided to do this on YouTube, right? So I took 2 of the tweets that I had put out about this spaces. I plugged them into that model that I had built on ChatGPT, the fancy me, and I said, write me a YouTube description based on these tweets.
Oh, perfect.
So if you go to the YouTube for this stream and look at the description, that was AI generated seconds before I went live. And it's great because it talks about you and your art, and Jessa and how, she's an AI guru, and then Victoria and how she's doing this NFT. I was just like, wow, there you go. Easy, done.
Right?
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, because I have a hard time sometimes with the keywords. I'm like, I know what this is about, but still, what are the keywords that are gonna be perfect?
Yes.
I guess I'm reaching for perfection when it comes to that, because I want to make sure that people are able to find what it is that I'm talking about. So, but
gotcha.
I was just making out. I still see her as a listener.
She said it says speaker for me now.
Okay.
Hi, Jessa. Are you there? If you are there and you are speaking, we cannot hear you, or I cannot.
Yeah, Jessa, I don't know if you're just trying to connect through your phone, or maybe you try the computer or tablet too. I know, it's not easy doing these.
That is for sure. And I was so, like you were saying, like it's so frustrating because she was just talking about how something super exciting happened for her today, and I'm just like, oh, no. I was like, I want us to be able to clearly hear you.
It's tough. It really is tough. But yeah, Jessica, I don't know if we can't hear you.
So while we're waiting, while she's on mute here, Morgan, tell me a little bit more about your art in the non-digital world.
So I started doing hardwood floors like 4 or 5 years ago. I was doing hardwood floors, and I just found like a love for wood. As weird as that sounds, I loved doing just sanding. I loved the poly. The poly got to my head.
I got you.
Oh man, that stuff is brutal. That'll kill you. But I just really found a love for wood, and I had a friend in Pennsylvania who his grandfather used to have a mill, and he had all these beautiful slabs of wood, just black walnut, Osage orange, cherry. It was oh my god, it was beautiful. And I'm like, I want to do things with this. I want to create something. So I started just doing kind of like little cheese boards with them. Mm-hmm. So I take just a little like a crappy piece of. Well, I don't want to call it crappy because all wood is beautiful in its own way. But I'd take like a little piece of wood that was just cut off, and I would just put it in a silicone form, and I would pour resin around it, and I'd put stuff in it. So like one side I would do just like a blue pigment powder, like looking like a river, or just some type of water. And on the other side I'd throw some rocks in it, and in the middle would be a beautiful piece of walnut, and it's just. I just loved creating stuff, and I'm like, all right, now I'm getting more into the G-godes. So I'll find like just fiberglass, and I'll just. I actually worked on a piece today. I could put it in the chat.
Yeah, please do it. If you guys want to post anything relevant, please do that as well. I think you guys have the ability to do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
all right.
I'm going to do it from my iPhone because I'm on an Android right now, and the pictures look so much better on an iPhone. So.
Gotcha. All right. So let's see with Jessa again. Let's see how that's going.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I am having terrible problems, and I don't know why. But the only way I can do like go ahead. I know. The only way I can do it is through BlueStacks. But when I tried it on desktop, and it wouldn't allow me to give my mic to you. And then I tried on my phone on the Twitter app, and I could hear you fine, but whenever you allowed me to speak, I couldn't hear anything anymore. I'm not sure what's going on, but I think it may not be my night.
Well, that's totally fine.
So I can try. We can try again next week if you do not want to hear me sound so terrible.
I want it, I just want it to come through well for you. You know what I mean? Like, especially with the announcement that you were going to do right now. So I do have one other.
So I think we should go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say, I do have one other speaker that just showed up. So we can have her speak.
And I'll go again later. And Morgan, if you wouldn't mind doing a test space with me? Absolutely. We can figure out what the heck is going on. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, of course, Jessa. Of course. Okay. I'm stepping out.
All right. Appreciate you. All right, cool. So, let me see here. Well, where am I going to go with this? All right. So everyone, as I mentioned earlier, our other speaker is Victoria. She is a rogue bunny. Again, they kind of detach themselves from the Playboy establishment in general go rogue and to do their own thing and to build something awesome. So Victoria, this space is really for us to be able to tell our stories as women. And I like to highlight kind of, you know, how it is that you went from being in the world of, so for example, you know, perfectly with, you know, the Playboy you know, model is like going from a magazine to now these NFTs, right? Like we went from an analog world to a digital world. So tell us about your journey, how you came into the world of digitalization, how you've become digitized, and and you know, how it is you found yourself here. And of course, anyone that's speaking that you have links or anything you want to show or talk about, post it, put it up there, tweet it out, and I'm going to add that to, I'm on YouTube as well, Victoria. I'm streaming this live on my channel. So I'm going to put your information up. I'll be scrolling through the websites for the Rogue Bunnies and things like that while you guys are speaking. So go right ahead, Victoria. Take it away.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much. So my name is Victoria Fuller, and I'm the founder of Rogue Bunnies, and I'm a Playboy centerfold. I was a Playmate in the 90s. Once a Playmate, always a Playmate. That's why I'm not saying former Playmate. We have a thing about that, all of us girls. But when Hugh Hefner died in 2017, of course, the Playboy landscape changed dramatically. He had sold the company a couple years before that, before his passing, in preparation for his passing, really. And once that happened, corporate Playboy changed kind of the structure and the vision of where Playboy was going, and it wasn't anywhere close to where the vision of Hugh Hefner's was, where he was going. And so the Playmate legacy was basically dissolving into the ether. And they, you know, Playboy started to go into, they got rid of the magazine. They basically got rid of Playmates and everything. They started calling anybody that's a creator on their platform a Playmate, a Playboy bunny, a centerfold, all those. It's all the same thing, whether you're a guy or girl, whatever. All the creators are all those titles. So it kind of changed the landscape for what a Playmate was and what we represented. And they also denounced Hugh Hefner's intellectual property and the Playboy. They separated at his death, and so he no longer is associated with Playboy at all. So as you can imagine, it's a very different place. And as much as I love Playboy, there wasn't really a space or a place for me personally anymore. And I reached out to a bunch of my other Playmate friends who also felt the same, and I asked if they wanted to follow me into a new venture to kind of save our legacy and create a new brand separate and apart from Playboy, to continue to monetize our Playmate status through blockchain technology and interact with our own fans and control our intellectual property and our content on our own terms. And so that was kind of the idea behind what Rogue Bunnies, what I started with Rogue Bunnies. But what it's turned into more is a lifestyle brand with a lot of off-chain activity and activation that I'm focusing on, as well as a huge search. I have 60 Playboy centerfolds under contract right now with Rogue Bunnies. I was going to get to 100, but then I thought, you know, I could get to 100, but I'm not sure how much difference that's going to make. I really need to start creating and recruiting our own original Rogue Bunny ambassadors to carry on our brand into the future. You know, started on the coattails of, you know, legacy Playboy Playmates, and then basically create our own Playmate a la Rogue Bunnies through this search, which is going to take this entire year, 2024. That's our focus, is building on our bunny community. So that's basically what Rogue Bunnies is in a nutshell. We have many other things that we do, and I won't bore everybody with that, but it's been an incredible journey so far, and super exciting to see where 2024 goes.
Awesome. I'm curious, what are some of the struggles? Like, what are some of the hardest things you've encountered with the NFT space and getting the word out there?
I think it's just hard in general because the majority of who our audience is traditionally a non-techie kind of a crew of
mostly male, and so we come from a, we're a pinup collectible. Playmates have been, we our collectors collect our photos and our trading cards, not on NFTs, our physical in general, our autographs, our photos, our Playboy magazines and stuff. And so we are collectible. So in that same vein, I have trading cards with our partnership with Dapper Labs. We have trading cards, but the challenge is getting them crossed over into onboarding them into collecting NFTs, which has been very much our game of educating our audience into this new way of collecting and how to create a community around that collecting. And so that's kind of been the major. And the other thing is, because of our origin being Playmates, the stigma behind who and what we are about and what we're available for is very not in line with, truly who we are. So there's always that stigma of, what a Playmate is and what we're about and what our role is. And this Rogue Bunnies is non-nude. There's no nudity and there's no adult content. So it's, it's bringing classy and sexy back together. And that's just kind of one of the things that, that we're trying to highlight, is that there's so many amazing women on this project with.
Oh, did she just get rugged?
Yeah, I was like, wait, is it me? I always think it's me.
Yeah. I was like, something wrong with my connection? Check your connection, Victoria. I cannot hear you right now. And hopefully she can hear me. If you can hear me, she was just talking about, how there's no nudity and, things being classy and things like that. Are you back? Oh.
Am I back?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Yes. So
sorry, did I cut out?
You did cut out. But I wanted, this is gonna go just a tiny little bit off topic, but I'm super curious to learn a little bit more about this. Let me hold on. Give me 1 second. I don't want to misspeak about the thing that I'm gonna bring up right now. Where to go? Oh, so can you tell me a little bit more about the Rogue Beauties?
Yeah, so the Rogue Beauties is our search. That is going to be what we're focusing at. That was what I was talking about this year is, we have our legacy Playmates that are the base, the 60 that are the base for Rogue Bunnies. And going forward, of course, we want to boost our brand and create our original brand by recruiting and searching for our original Rogue Bunnies that we will create as our ambassadors to the brand. So these are women who were never in Playboy, never in the magazine or anything like that. They would be chosen by the Playmates to join us as an official Rogue Bunny. So that's what the search is about. It's not really a beauty competition. I know we kind of had to reword things because it sounded like a beauty competition. It's not. It's a search for our future Rogue Bunnies.
I love that. Because I'm super stoked. I mean, it was really appealing to me because I saw, what you were trying to do there. And I've, over the years, had different thoughts on different, avenues in life. And I've had a lot of people, I was an actress for a little bit. So I've had people, tell me or, recommend that I do something along the lines of, more like OnlyFans or something like that. And I'm just like, that never felt right for me. I was just like, I don't know that that's exactly the route I want to go. So when I saw you guys talking about that and it being something a little more classy and like, no, I was just like, sign me up. Like, I am very interested. And I did sign up for this. So I'm intrigued to see what the next steps are and how that all goes. Yeah. It's exciting.
It's gonna take a little time because we're aligning with some other groups. We're trying to make it a really big deal, of course, and make the cachet of being a Rogue Bunny really important. And it's really interesting because right now we're in a society where there is no aspirational, at least I'm not aware of, there aren't any aspirational brands. There used to be, Playboy was an aspirational brand. A lot of women aspired to be in Playboy. A lot of women aspired to be in Sports Illustrated swimsuit, or what is it, FH, what's the magazine, FHM, or God, I can't even remember now. But anyways, those magazines that were not, that was a non-new magazine, or even a Victoria's Secrets model. There's those things are gone now. There are no aspirational brands. OnlyFans, even though it makes a ton of money, women are not like growing up and being like, oh, I can't wait till I'm old enough to be famous on OnlyFans.
Exactly.
Like it's not really an aspirational. And even though there's a lot of legitimate non-nude mainstream content that's on OnlyFans, the stigma with OnlyFans is that you're doing a little bit extra, right? That you're delving into the adult industry, adult content industry, and so with that, a lot of women don't really want to go down that route. And so I really want to create another avenue, another way to connect with fans. It's still classy and sexy, but you don't have to take your clothes off. You don't have to necessarily. So we're creating platforms. We're aligning with a new social media platform called Velvet Rope that has lots of options that OnlyFans does not. And so like this, you'll be hearing more about it as we roll out our campaign. Like I said, it's going to take all year to get this to fruition, to where we have our first our first original Rogue Bunnies crowned. So it's going to take some time, but it's a really exciting venture, and our community is super exciting because our VIPs also get to have voting status. So it'll be really great to kind of not only include, we're about being very inclusive, right, with the women, and to include, new women in our bunny community, and being able to have, get-togethers and spaces both in real life and not in real life with the ladies, and creating this brand going forward. So it's not really just about our Playboy ties. We're really trying to create something new.
Awesome. I love it. And thanks so much, everyone, for letting me go a little off topic there. That was just for me. No, but I'm sure for anyone else who's interested, like, it's a very cool avenue. It's something new and exciting. I think that I really like what you guys are doing there. And just in general, like the whole message, Victoria, that I've got to hear you share a couple different times. It really resonates with me, and I'm really glad that, we got to connect as well. So I do like to keep, so just a heads up, I do like to keep this space to an hour. So I am going to ask you to speak in 2 weeks. I do this bi-weekly, every other week, because I got so much going on with the tour in between all these times. But hopefully by then we'll have all your mic stuff figured out. I do want to open it up for the last like 10 minutes or so here. If anybody has a question for any of our guests. If there are no questions, I am going to go ahead and open it up to all of the speakers and let you all just kind of shill any websites, any projects, any things that are coming up for you, and just talk a little bit amongst yourselves and about yourselves. This is a place for you to shine and for you to share what it is that you're doing, and kind of share that with the world. And again, Morgan, I'm so stoked that this was like your first interview. That makes me happy. I used to do, or I've been doing over the years, a show on and off called Woman Crush Wednesday. And for the longest time, that's been solely for the women in the Hex community. And it's been very Hex centric. So I actually just organized, I think, with Jessa. I think if you're still down for that, I think next week I'm going to have Jessa on, and it's going to be a whole new format where the questions are going to be a lot more broad. And we're going to have a lot more to talk about outside of, for me, that's exciting to be outside of crypto in that space. So I think I saw someone's hand up. If you had your hand up, put your hand back up. If not, I'm going to let the ladies shill them things. All right, I think we're good. So yeah, I'm gonna just kind of open the floor up. You all seem to be good at not speaking over one another, so you can open your mics and just go ahead, and if you have a website, if you want to just share your Twitter handle, whatever it is, however you want people most to follow you and find you, go ahead and share that out.
Thank you. I just want to say to Victoria, though, I love what you're doing, girl. I mean, this is really cool, and I know you know you just came in, but if there's any way that I can help you or get out what you're doing, you know, definitely I'll follow you, and I'll definitely help you push that out there because I think it's really cool, and you know, I gotta support the Victorias, so my little Victoria.
Yeah, well, you should apply for the search. I need, you know, I'm really looking for, really trying to recreating this new, what it is to be the new girl next door. You know, amazing women doing all kinds of different things. It's not just about being in a thong and showing your butt to the world. You know, like there's so much more that classy and sexy that goes under the classy and sexy label. You know what I mean? There's so much more that women have to offer. I really want to highlight that with women and bring that forward. Even though, like, you know, with Playboy, with Hef, we were, you know, like, obviously we're renewed and it was a big part of the magazine. There was so much more to being a playmate and to being around that world that had nothing to do with nudity that was so amazing. And so this is really, you know, an extension and evolution of all that. So
that's so cool.
It'll be really interesting this year. I mean, it'll be really, really interesting. We're planning on being a lot more in Vegas and having our next Mansion 2.0 experience party in Vegas in the spring. So stay tuned.
That is awesome, and yeah, I'll apply. Absolutely, like it would be cool to be a part of something like that. So thank you. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you talking about it because there aren't a lot of people out there like you that get out there and talk about it. Like, we need to know. So I think it's great, and I'm excited for you. Really excited for you to see what's coming.
Thanks.
Yeah. So how do I apply? Is there a?
Well, we're doing a soft one right now. Like, it's more of a private one. Like, which is why the host has applied already. So I will DM you the link for you to go to the landing page, and all it is just name and location, and it's not like anything further than that. We're just gathering a list right now, and then we'll be contacting everybody for the next steps. But like I said, we're just aligning with some other groups right now and raising money and doing a bunch of things, and so the infrastructure is really being created. So before we get to the next step and tell everybody what the next step is, we're building behind the scene right now, kind of the whole process. So stay tuned. But I'll send you that link so that you can get on board.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you. And I also, I know you weren't in here before, but I used to do promotions. I was head of promotions at events. So if there's anything that I can help with that, planning anything, I love using my free resources. So finding, finding sponsors, stuff like that. If you guys need any help, you let me know. I would love to be a part of it.
Okay, I will definitely hit you up.
Yeah, but the best way to learn about anything that I'm doing is really just through my Twitter. I have a website right now. I'll put that in the chat too. I'm building it. Actually, Ross is in the room. Ross was helping at Tech and Schools down there. He was helping me build my website. So I've just been learning to do that, and I go in there a little bit and tweak some things. And I've been putting my bots that I made. So I wanted to OpenAI, kind of censors you. You can't say anything bad, you can't curse, anything like that. So I wanted to press the limits. So Ross helped me with his platform, and I was able to make an urban slang source bot, which is like an urban dictionary. So you can go to my website at morganv.com. Like I said, I'll put it in the chat, but you can try my chat bots that I made and ask it to curse, ask it what its 5 dirty words are, ask it. I actually had it, I know Ross doesn't know this, but I had it rap me a song the other day. I'm like, do me a rap song with some curse words in it. And I listed the words that I wanted, and it actually gave me back a rap song with a bunch of curses in it. So I thought it was really funny. But so that's the best way to follow me is through Twitter. Oh no, can we, did I lose sound or can I not hear SJ?
Oh no, you're good. I was just, my mic was off. Yeah.
I saw it moving, like the little host thing. So I was like, oh no.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I know, Jessa, I know you didn't speak tonight, but if you want to put some of your links up there too, so people know who you are for next time, definitely feel free to do that. I'm going to keep the space open for another just couple minutes.
Thank you, SJ.
Yeah, of course. And Morgan, if you want to talk about just for a moment the that I forget what it was called, the AI event that's happening in Vegas, like the if you.
Oh, go ahead, just Morgan knows about that, but I'm also one of the founders for that.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly why. Like, I want to have you like in all your glory here and speaking about it.
There's so much. It's amazing. So it's go ahead, Jess. Yeah, I'm so sorry about my microphone. It's a high quality microphone, so I have no idea why it's acting this way right now. It happens. Anyway, it happens to the best of us. That's how it goes. You just get you get invited to do something. You get an interview. You've got everything perfect, and then bam, yeah, something breaks. Imagine AI Live is in March 20 something. 20 something. It's in Vegas. It's at the Fountain Blue, which is brand new and amazing. It's March 27th to 28th. That's a Wednesday and a Thursday. And there are all kinds of amazing AI people that are going to be there. Some of the women from Familiarity, I hope, will be there, which is Familiarity is a mastermind for women who love AI. Basically, it's a mastermind community for powerful visionary women who love AI that I just found like today. Basically,
I love that.
I just finished the website and I'm telling the world about it as of today.
That is so exciting.
I'm so excited. It's pretty cool. Morgan actually is the one who's really gave me the idea to do it. So it's a place for women. We were just saying there's no place for women. Does my mic still sound horrible?
It does.
Yeah, unfortunately. We can understand a little, but it's just really robotic. Morgan, you tell them about Imagine AI, so I will stay off the mic. Well, so I just happened to be in a room in people talking about AI and Marcos, and he started introducing this guy named Steve, and Steve was putting together this awesome conference named Imagine AI Live, and he's so professional, and it just intrigued me, and I'm like, I gotta find out what this is about. So I'll definitely put the website in the chat. But it's a 2-day conference, I believe, 2-day conference, and they've got some amazing speakers. Please forgive me because I do not know her last name, but there's a lady named Heather who creates some phenomenal AI art. She's going to be there. Jessa is actually she's the voice of it. she's going to be emceeing the whole event, and you've got people. There's a gentleman named I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Ollie or Ole. He's the AI solopreneur. He created some amazing courses that are helping people just grow their pages, all using AI. So there's some phenomenal people, some really big speakers that are going to be there. It's just a really cool event. And the Fountain Blue in Vegas just opened up, I believe. I know they either just opened up or they are just opening up, but it'll be their first conference that they're having. So it's going to be a really, really, really cool event. And you're actually going to be in Vegas for your event, SJ. So you never know. Maybe maybe you can swing by.
Yeah, so my event is a couple weeks before that, but I might just have to bring the bus and hang out for that month in Vegas because I'm really stoked about this AI networking thing that like, thing like in general, like what's happening right now, what can happen at that event. I am just so grateful again for all of you for coming. That looks like an amazing event. And again, I'm live on YouTube. I've shared a lot of this information there. It's actually Imagine AI. Hold on, where to go? ImagineAI.live is the website for that. So definitely check that out. And we are going to hear more about it from Jessa in 2 weeks. I am hoping to also have a speaker from the DeSci space speaking, you know, similarly telling her story. And yeah, I see Ross, you requested, but I gotta call it. I got a lot going on in the crypto world right now. So I'm actually gonna jump on. Yeah, I've got another live stream that I'm being asked to jump on right now. So I gotta go do that. We've got crypto's pumping. So if you haven't yet, if you're interested in getting into crypto and you have not yet, please look into hex.com, pulsechain.com. If you got any questions, you want to try and get that done, just contact me. I will help you as best I can.
I would love to learn more.
Yeah. Now is the best time, because the bull market has started, ladies and gentlemen. We are off to the races. My best friend, who I just got into crypto, I got her into Hex and Pulse and PulseX. Yes, 2 days ago. She's already more than doubled her investment, and she got laid off the next day. So yeah, so
timing works out, but yeah, you got to teach me. I would love to learn that.
Yeah, it's very interesting times. I'll send you a couple links, but I'm gonna call it a night, y'all.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you again, everyone, for coming to speak. And any of you ladies are more than welcome to come up and, like, you know, be a guest again. Come and hang out and co-host with me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love building women up in this space, and I hope you all take care. Have a good week. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, SJ. Go kick some hex butt.
Woo! All right. Cheers, everyone. Have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Fuck. Oh, I'm still on YouTube. All right, everyone, it's crazy. I'm gonna go hang out with Westcott and RG. I heard that they're having a party over there, so come on over to Pulse Nation. I'm gonna end this now. There's so much going on, you guys. And look, I'm onboarding people from the AI community. How fucking cool is that? Let's go! Mwah! Good night.